Ever find a yarn skein and it's missing its label and you're not sure what size it is or how to use it? Or have you ever been curious if two yarn strands joined together will equal the equivalent of a larger yarn strand? We're going to find that out in this video, and it's going to be awesome. Alright guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome. So excited to have you here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use WPI, or even what it is. What is WPI? Well, WPI stands for wraps per inch, and many locations in the world actually refer to yarn size based on the wraps per inch. They don't have the same metric that we do. They don't refer to yarn as a size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or refer to their yarn in certain names such as DK weight, Aran weight, chunky, bulky, super bulky. There's so many different ways to categorize yarn, and WPI is one of them. And it's actually a really cool technique that we can use to figure out such things as when you find a yarn that you have in your stash and you misplaced the label and you're wondering, oh no, what size was that? Was that a 3? Was that a 4? I don't remember. I don't know. Dang it. Or if you were gifted yarn and the labels are gone, or if you went to a garage sale and you picked up yarn, no labels. Whatever the case is, you do not have a label to classify the size of your yarn. There's definitely a way to figure that out, and that is WPI. There's also a question I'm going to be answering later on, and that's if you double up two yarn strands together, will it actually equate to the same size as a larger strand of yarn? So let's go ahead and figure this out. There are actually a couple really cool tools that you can use to figure out WPI. Those tools include a plain ruler. You can use your regular crochet hook or knitting needle, or there's also this really nifty little tool right here that is called the combo gauge, and it has this neat little ruler section right here. I've referred to this a couple different times in a couple different videos. It's because I love this tool. It's so cool. So here is a 1-inch increment, or centimeters, depending on which metric system that you use. And there's this nice little divot here for you to keep the yarn like in place. And then you just, how you figure out this information, let's grab a yarn. Got all my stash right here behind me. All right, we're gonna go in this bin right here. So let's go with you. I'm just gonna select this one. Now, personally, I know what this yarn is. This is Caron Simply Soft in the color soft green. I mean, there was a point where I was using Caron Simply Soft so much that I knew all the colors, the names of all the colors just based on their look. So depending on what you're using, I'm gonna go ahead and just use a regular ruler for this example. It doesn't matter where you start, just as long as you can identify an inch space or centimeter, whatever you're using. Drape your yarn over, and then you're going to wrap. Now, basically, this is wraps per inch, WPI. It's not wraps per centimeter. However, there is a convertible metric for centimeters if you would like. I'm going to align my first, so here's my tail, right with the inch marker, and I'm going to loosely drape around. If you pull tight, then all of your strands will be thinner. So try to have it be fairly loose, and then just shove them over so they're all fitting within or right next to each other, and keep going until you have filled that whole inch. Now, did I go over? Oh, there's the line. There's 11, there's the line. Okay, gonna pinch it with my thumb finger here. Gonna see if it actually lays flat. You wanna make sure that they are actually laying flat. There's nothing overlapping. There's no gaps between. They're also not overly crowding. They're just all very nicely laying right in line with each other. Perfect. And then you count how many wraps did you get in this 1 inch section? So for me, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good to know. Awesome. Okay, so 12 wraps per inch for this yarn. Then you come to the chart, and the chart is going to be kind of necessary in order for you to know what the numbers mean and what category they fall in. And I have this chart for free on my website, crochetwithtiffany.com. It's under resources. You can just click on it and print it off. It's completely free. I like having resources for you. And I found this right here. And what you'll see is there's a whole line for wraps per inch. I counted 12. So where is 12? 12 falls right here, 9 to 12, size 4 weight medium yarn. But look, 11 to 15 wraps per inch falls in the DK section. 12 is in both categories. What's going on here? That basically means that 12 wraps per inch would be a very light size 4 or a very thin size 4 or a very thick size 3 weight yarn. So it could kind of go in either category right there. Why is this important? Why are there varying numbers here? I'll show you. Let's go with another that I know. So this right here, do I want to use you? We'll use you. Okay, this right here, I believe is a Vanna's Choice yarn, size 4 weight yarn, color taupe. Oh my gosh, my yarn obsession's showing right now. All right, but this time I'm going to use my crochet hook to prove that you don't have to have the fancy gadgets. They're awesome and very cool, but you don't have to have them. What you're going to do is you're going to loosely just wrap the yarn around the handle of your crochet hook and then push them together so that way they're right in line with each other. Remember, we're not trying to crowd, we're not trying to pull too tight to make it too thin. We want it to lay very naturally so we know what its actual legit thickness is. Then grab a ruler or anything that can show an inch increment. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the 1 there. And I'm going to stop right here. That is where that inch falls off. Okay, so undo those. Recheck here. Yep, there we go. I got my inch right here. So how many wraps did I wrap? How many times did I wrap the yarn around my crochet hook? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, honestly, it doesn't matter if you want proof. Same tool I did with the last yarn. So I said 10, right? So I'm going to line with a 1 inch line here. Line it up, pinch it, and kind of not tight, just casually. But for 10, look, it falls right in there. Ah. So it's okay if it doesn't matter what you're wrapping it around. That's the point. As long as you're able to have some way of making sure it's only 1 inch wide, that you're counting how many wraps there are. All right, so this right here is also classified as a size 4 weight yarn, but I got 10 wraps per inch. Whereas with the Caron Simply Soft, I got 12 wraps per inch. So let's come here, find 10. 10 is less than 11, so it's definitely not a size 3. It's a little too thick to be a size 3. It doesn't even fall in that category. So it's definitely a solid size 4 weight yarn. Now, there's a couple reasons why this matters. One, if you're working with multiple types of yarn, let's say in the same project, I'm using both of these yarns. The labels both say they're a size 4 weight yarn. So I'm thinking, okay, they're both a size 4. They should jive well together. The project should be fine. It's great. But as I work up the project, because this is a really thin size 4 with 12 WPI, and this was a solid size 4 with 10 WPI, you're going to notice that whenever I'm working the project with this yarn, it's going to be a little bit thicker. It's going to be a little bit wider. then when I work with this, when I transition and work with this yarn, it's all of a sudden going to kind of indent. And you're going to wonder why, what's happening. Is my stitch count off? No, my stitch count is not off. I've counted all my stitches. Why are the sides of the work not straight? It's because even though they're both size 4 weight yarn, this one is a thin 4, this is a solid 4. A really good reason why it's awesome to check your yarn before you use it in a project. Check the gauge with a ruler or a crochet hook. Check the WPI to make sure that all of the yarn that you are using in your project has roughly, or if not exact, the same WPI. That way you know consistently in the project you're gonna have those straight sides and everything is going to be consistent. Pretty cool, right? Okay, last thing I wanted to answer in this question, it's a question I get asked a lot, and that is, I have a lot of people asking me, hey Tiffany, if I join together 2 size 2 weight yarns, does that equal a size 4 weight yarn? Or Tiffany, if I combine a size 2 weight yarn and a size 3 weight yarn, does that equal a size 5 weight yarn? And sometimes I'm like, I don't know, let's figure this out. So guys, let's figure this out. Here I have 2 size 2 weight yarns. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to figure out the WPI of these 2 yarn strands work together to see if 2 plus 2 does equal 4, a 4 weight yarn. Okay, so I got my 2 strands here. Great, and you can choose if you want to twist them or just work them together. I'm going to grab my ruler. I'm going to align them with that inch, and I'm going to wrap, 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 wrap. And then I'm going to push, 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 push. There we go. But I don't want them to squish. I want them to just be side by side. There we go. Okay, and then there's my inch line right there. 10, 11. I have 11 wraps. Let's go to the chart. 11 wraps right here. Okay, so they kind of also cross in between the 2. It could either be a very heavy size 3 weight yarn, so a very large size 3, or it could be a solid size 4 weight yarn. So yeah, 2 weight yarns joined together. I guess it does equate to a size 4 weight yarn. That is super cool. Okay, I want to try this one more time. So I want to see if a 2 and a 3 equate. All right, so this right here is a Lion Brand Comfy Cotton Blend. It is a size 3 weight yarn. Okay, this one is already out of the label, so I'm going to use you. I choose you. Okay, so grabbing a 3, grabbing a 2. Okay. It's always good to even do like recount maybe 3 times and do the best 2 out of 3, because sometimes you are a little bit tight and that will affect the accuracy of your dimensions. Because when you're working up the stitches, generally you're not working up the stitches super like choking it tight. You're working them up with a fair tension. So trying to make sure I don't choke these loops too much so that way I can get an accurate reading here. Okay, I'll go one more. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is a heavy 5, but it falls in that 5 category. So again, proving that a size 2 weight yarn mixed with a size 3 weight yarn did in fact equal a size 5 weight yarn. How cool is that? So yes, I think this is super neat, great trick. A lot of you ask these questions and I'm excited to answer that really fun little detail. If you would like to get your hands on this nifty doodad combo gauge tool. I think it's amazing. I'll have a link in the description section below. It's just great to have a keychain, quick, like, how many WPI is this yarn? How many WPI is this yarn? I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'll see you at the next one. Bye.